Hello and welcome to today's video. In today's video I'm going to look at using Flash Fill in Microsoft Excel. Now Flash Fill has been around since Office 2013. A lot of people though either use the formulas that they had to use before we had Flash Fill, or now we have Power Query. A lot of people who don't want to do it formula based use Power Query to do a lot of the things that Flash Fill will do. But if you're one of those people who isn't going to be doing this on a regular basis and just wants to quickly fix some formatting and continuity issues that you've got within your data, Flash Fill is a really good way of doing that if you're doing it as a one-off. So as an example, if I was going to convert the last names so that they were just a capital first letter and the rest were lowercase, I would have in the past used a formula called proper. The problem with that would have been I have to do it in this separate column, and when I'm done I have to copy it and paste it as a value, otherwise I'll end up with it copying the formula across. But with Flash Fill, all I need to do is just show it what my pattern is. Now if I do the first one and I start to do my second one, you'll notice we get this sort of greyed out version of what it anticipates we want. If I'm happy with that, I can just press enter. Now the result it gives me is not any kind of formula, it is purely text. So if I go back to the first one and I control shift down arrow, I can now cut that and I can then paste that over the original. So I'll do that once more to do the first names. Now if you only wanted to do the first one, you can control enter, and at this point if you want it to fill in the rest of them, you can do Control and E, and it should work out based on what you've given it what the pattern is that it thinks you're trying to follow. Sometimes that's not the case, as we'll see later on, and I'll show you how you can actually get Flash Fill to follow your pattern rather than the pattern that it's found. Okay, let me cut those and paste those there. Now for the extension, I would have used the right formula in the past and told it to take the last 4 digits from the right. But again, I can just do 2099. Now another way to activate Flash Fill is if you go to the bottom right hand corner, and rather than holding the left mouse button and dragging down, if you hold the right mouse button and drag to where you want it to end, when you let go, the right mouse button menu will show you Flash Fill. Okay. Now to do the building, I would have had to have done a complex formula that involved finding where the hyphen is potentially, to then do a left that went to that figure -1. But again, with good old Flash Fill, I can just type in the word lab. I can do my control, and after I've done control and enter, do control and E, and I can get the rest of the entries. Now it's even clever enough to extract the year from the end of this. Now if I was doing this using, if I'd been using left and right as an example on here, using right would not extract the year. I'd have to use the year function. Now I have, before we carry on, I'm going to extract the year. So I'm going to do 1985, control enter, do my control E again, and I get all the years. Now I'm going to take the location code, and I have previously set this column up to be text. If you haven't done that and you try and do this on yours, what will happen is if it's set to general or number, you will actually lose the 0 from these entries. So again, I'm going to do 02, control enter, and then do my control and E. So we've done left, right, we've done proper, it will do upper and lower as well. If I want their full names, that would have been concatenate or concat in the past, but I can just type in their name, control enter again, and then do my control and E. Now if I was going to do an email address, I could have used concatenate, but by default it doesn't make them hyperlinks, whereas with the Flash Fill, when I'm done, it will make this into a hyperlink. So I'm going to do this at npm.com. If I control enter now, it becomes a hyperlink, and control E once more gives me all of those as hyperlinks. Now, as good as FlashFill is, it doesn't always get things right. So when it does go wrong, I'm going to show you how to get around that. So what I want to do in this column is I'm going to put the Erica, I'm going to put some, like a concatenate, but add my own words in. I'm going to do Erica works in, and then put the name of her department and the word department at the end. So Erica works in the tech.support department. Now, if I do Control and E, you will see that we get some very strange answers for some of the other people. So I've got for Angela, Angela works in the engineering BA department. Daniel works in the development co-department. So it's totally got that wrong. I'm going to do an undo. So I'm going to do Control and Z. Now for this to work, what you will need to do is show it a more consistent pattern. So it's looked at this and it's obviously picked up the DE from somewhere and changed it as we go down. So I'm going to change this. It's picked it up basically from their surnames for some reason. So I'm going to build the second person. So I'm going to do Angela works in the engineering department. When I control enter this one and then do my control and E, you'll see that we get the correct information. So if it doesn't work, show it the pattern. And you could even do this where it isn't necessarily the next entry down. If the next entry down would have caused that same pattern as the first one we saw, you can fill in one a bit further down and do Control E, just as long as it can see what your pattern is over what it was picking up as the pattern. Okay guys, one final thing, if you did want to stop FlashFill from working for whatever reason, if you didn't want FlashFill to be an automatic thing that happens, we can turn that off in the background. So to do that, we would go to the File menu, we would come down to Options, and then under Advanced, in the Editing options, you will see there is a FlashFill option in there. So under the Enable autocomplete of cell values, there's an automatic flash fill there. So if you ever did want to turn it off, you can turn it off within that option. Okay guys, if you found that video useful, can you give me a thumbs up? And if you want to see more videos from me, please remember to click the subscription button and click that notification bell. That way when I release a new video, YouTube will let you know. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.